Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that shook the global stage back in 2017, Donald Trump's decision to exit the Paris Climate Agreement. Let's break down the real reasons behind this controversial move. First up, economic concerns. Trump argued that the Paris Agreement would hurt the U.S. economy by imposing costly regulations on American industries. He was particularly worried about sectors like coal, oil, and natural gas. According to estimates from the American Action Forum, compliance with the Paris Agreement could cost the U.S. economy a staggering $1 trillion to $2.5 trillion by 2035. Trump believed that these costs would lead to massive job losses, especially in manufacturing and energy-intensive industries. Next, let's talk about international inequality. Trump repeatedly pointed out that the Paris Agreement placed more stringent obligations on developed countries like the U.S., while allowing developing countries, particularly China and India, to emit more pollutants. At the time, China was the world's largest emitter of carbon dioxide but was allowed to increase emissions until 2030. Trump saw this as deeply unfair, arguing that the U.S. was being held to a higher standard without similar commitments from major developing countries. Another key reason was Trump's skepticism about climate change. While the majority of climate scientists agree that human activities are driving global warming, Trump questioned this consensus. He even called climate change a hoax on multiple occasions, reflecting the views of certain conservative factions. This skepticism led him to view international climate agreements as unnecessary and economically detrimental. Now let's touch on Trump's America First agenda. This approach meant prioritizing U.S. national interest above international agreements. Trump believed that the Paris Agreement was part of a globalist agenda that didn't sufficiently benefit the American people. He argued that such treaties often infringed on American sovereignty, forcing the U.S. to follow rules set by international organizations without yielding clear economic benefits. Lastly, political support and voter base played a significant role. Many of Trump's core voters were in industrial and fossil fuel sectors, and they saw the Paris Agreement as a direct threat to their livelihoods. By pulling out of the agreement, Trump aligned with his promise to bring back coal jobs and reduce regulations seen as burdensome to businesses and workers in traditional energy sectors. In conclusion, Trump's rejection of the Paris Climate Agreement was driven by a mix of economic concerns, skepticism about climate change, a desire to protect American jobs, and a broader political philosophy favoring national sovereignty and deregulation. He framed the agreement as an unfair burden on the U.S., one that placed too much responsibility on developed nations while allowing emerging economies to continue expanding their emissions. While the scientific consensus supports the need for urgent climate action, Trump's decision reflected his prioritization of immediate economic and political goals over long-term global climate objectives. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you next time.